his nose swollen and a bandage on top of his nose.
Because you know that was a lot of the talk surrounding the case, right? How bad were the injuries?
Exactly.
Would it really make you fear that something terrible was being done to you? What's your take?
From knowing George and seeing the injuries, something happened that night where he had to protect his life, in which he did so.
From your knowledge of your neighbor, tough guy, been in fights before, knew how to handle himself?
No, no, not at all. He didn't have that fighting bone in his body. You know, he seemed real calm, always peaceful when he talked, humble, not that roughneck, you know, ready to fight type of attitude, not at all.
Now, George, though his name is Zimmerman, he's of Peruvian descent.
Yes.
I take it from Latino descent
Yes.
as well. Sensitive to race and ethnicity. You ever suspect anything about George or hear him talk about race or who it is that's in our neighborhood doing this, robbing us?
Not at all. Not at all. This is so far from being racial. It's not even funny. Just because he has a white last name and an African American was dead, automatically everybody assumes racial. This is far from being race. You know what I'm saying? This is just a bad situation that happened.
What can you tell us about him that explains how he feels about people of different backgrounds?
I'm pretty sure, just like everybody else, he accepts everybody. You know, he doesn't have no black, white, yellow, green in his body. You know, he accepts everybody for who they are.
And you say that you've seen him entertain and have people of color in his house?
Yes, yes. I live right next door to him, so I've seen people come to his house of African descent.
And it's interesting, when this was happening in the beginning, your reaction was very different. You said, I don't know that George Zimmerman shouldn't get an award for what he did.
Well, you think about it. How many people in your neighborhood would stand up for something like this? Not a lot. A lot of people in America wouldn't stand up. This is one person that actually stood up for his community.
How so?
Because he kept everybody safe, you know? He checked everybody out. What I mean by that is, you know, there was a lady that got her house robbed. She was in there with her 3-month-old baby, I presume. And he went to her and actually bought her a lock to keep her safe. How many people does that in the United States? Not that many people.
You're saying for George Zimmerman, it was just about keeping his neighborhood safe. That's what it was about.
Of course. Keeping his fellow communities safe, you know, his neighbors safe, yes.
He give you any idea what he's going to do next?
Not really. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, what he's going to do next. I'm pretty sure right now, though, he's just absorbing everything that's happened and, you know, waiting for what else is going to happen.
Are you surprised by the verdict?
No. From day one, I already knew he was not guilty.
George, thank you very much for taking the opportunity. Appreciate it this morning. Kate?
All right, Chris, thanks so much. Coming up next on New Day,